But it seems like Janet Mills seems like a criminal. The state seems to be run like a criminal enterprise.
That's my view. Every Maine Wire reporter gets the spiel. Forget what you learned in civics class. We're reporting on a criminal organization.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories twice a day, every day. Now, y'all, you know that your girl, the governor of Maine, Janet Mills, I started talking about her because of her whole spat with Donald Trump and the whole allowing, permitting, encouraging, however you want to put it, biological boys to compete in sports against biological girls. That's why I started talking about it. And I think maybe that's why she jumped on the national stage, because she told Trump, bring it on. Now she's backing down. But today, y'all, I want to talk about something else because, see, sometimes this is what happens, right? You jump onto the national stage with this thing, and then people start looking at that thing. And what we're seeing now is that there are, I guess, credible reports that Janet Mills is running her government in a very unsavory way. Now, I'm not going to use the strongest words. I'm going to let the guest of Tucker Carlson, I'm going to let his guest fill in the blanks for you, but he's making very serious allegations against your girl. And so we're going to jump right into it. He's making allegations against her. He's making allegations against her brother. He's saying that the state of Maine has a very serious problem with illegal substances and houses and facilities that are manufacturing these substances. And you're also going to see that the state has suffered tremendously with substance abuse and loss of life. So, y'all, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. And yeah, this is going to be shocking, but the story needs to be told. So let's go ahead and do it. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
You know, what is her position on illegal drugs, which are destroying the state?
The state under Governor Mills has embraced restorative justice and harm reduction, and the idea that if you stop enforcing laws against drugs and you pass out needles and Narcan, that is going to be good for society. I think the plain objective evidence is that that's been a complete failure. But on the I guess the Chinese criminal conspiracy in the state, we've approached her at events and tried to ask her about it, and she won't answer questions directly.
Why?
So that's the $1 million question.
So do you have any evidence that suggests a motive for ignoring something this destructive?
Well, part of it could just be ego.
She hasn't said word one, much less done anything to stop it. It does feel like someone's getting paid.
I am increasingly of the belief that there's a lot of bribes being paid in the state. What really struck me as unusual about it was the fact that the attorney who processed the real estate transfer was Paul Mills of Farmington, Maine, who is the older brother of Governor Janet Mills.
What? Wait, the governor's brother is involved in this?
The governor's brother has been involved in notarizing deeds for individuals connected to Chinese organized crime, and was the real estate transfer attorney specifically for this property, which he helped transfer as a gift to the ownership of a Chinese national who owns multiple marijuana grows in the state of Maine. And it was done days after a law enforcement action in that area.
That's shocking.
Now, as I said previously, Maine has suffered tremendously from substance abuse and loss of life. take a look at this quick report to just give you a sense for how serious this is. They're actually celebrating a reduction in opiate overdose and a reduction in opiate addiction, but there's still increases in certain rural areas, and some of those increases are huge.
In Augusta, Governor Janet Mills hosted her annual summit that brings leaders from across Maine and the nation to share ideas and learn how to help people affected by the opioid crisis.
From January to June of this year, fatal overdoses have decreased by more than 21% in Maine. At the end of May, the total number of non-fatal overdoses has also decreased by more than 18%.
I live in Bangor, where we're seeing a serious rise in HIV. There's an outbreak, and we also saw last month that there was a 21% increase of overdoses, deadly overdoses, in Penobscot County just in the month of May.
So all of this comes with a backdrop, again, of the Mills administration reportedly running more like a mafia-style setup enterprise rather than just a government. Now, again, this is the report. I'm going to let you listen to it, and I'm going to let you decide for yourself. So let's get into even more information, even more evidence that something ain't quite right over there. Take a look.
But there's also the problem of how the state of Maine's government acted, right? So I have a friend, lifelong friend here, who got into an argument with the state about COVID regulations. He had a restaurant, and he came on my show on Fox and mentioned Janet Mills, and she and the other women who run the state. I think the state is run entirely by women, pretty much.
It's a matriarchy.
Almost every single official in the state is a left-wing woman, angry left-wing white woman, some angry left-wing Somali women.
And gay white men from Portland.
And gay white, same thing.
The rainbow bullies.
Yeah. They descended on him and drove him out of the state. They sent inspectors armed to shut down his business for criticizing her. And he's now operating a business in another state. He's been here his whole life, multi-generational. So people are afraid of the state government under Janet Mills.
Yeah.
Do you think that?
It's the biggest problem in our state. I mean, there is a
But it seems like Janet Mills seems like a criminal. The state seems to be run like a criminal enterprise.
That's my view. Every Maine Wire reporter gets the spiel. Forget what you learned in civics class. We're reporting on a criminal organization. They steal from people, and then they hand out money to their friends and to a dependent class in order to buy votes.
But with everything that's been happening, the Mainers have finally become fed up with Mills, I believe. She was recently booed, not even once. I say recently, like this happened one time. She has been being booed. She has been being rejected by her own people, probably because of, again, her stance of boys and girls sports. But I think Mainers are probably not feeling Janet Mills in general. Take a look.
There was a vocal and persistent group of people at this weekend's event who simply did not want to see the governor that day. They booed Governor Mills for several minutes, starting before she even took the stage. They were fired up over the state's policy on transgender kids competing in sports. At one point, a heckler yelled, "We have daughters." Mills responded with, "I have 5." Eventually, she just plowed forward with the names. We have reached out to the governor's office for a comment.
So, y'all, everything I'm saying here is reportedly, right? Of course, I can't say for sure that Janet Mills is corrupt. I can't say her brother is corrupt. I don't know. These are the reports that are coming out. So it's up to you to decide for yourself what you believe and what you don't believe. But let's get a lively conversation going about this. Surprisingly, the Janet Mills related videos are almost always very, very high views on this channel. And I'm shocked because Maine is not a small state, but population wise, it doesn't have a very large population. But I guess there's just something about this situation that calls people's attention. So let me know down in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that there's something corrupt there? Or do you just think, nah, this is business as usual. This is just the way things work in the United States. Let me know down in the comments. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. For all of my people who have a retirement, go to our link at Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com. Look at the information about protecting your retirement with gold. It's been around for 5,000 years as money, y'all. I mean, what more do you want? What more proof could you require? You can also call our partners at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. I want to thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for liking and loving. Love y'all. We'll see you back in the next one.
The state of Maine and Republican State Representative Laurel Libby both say her lawsuit over her censure is now moot.
Libby was censured from the Maine House for posting the name and photo of a transgender high school athlete on social media. Lawmakers voted last month to restore her right to vote and speak on the floor. The appeal, however, still needs to be formally dismissed by a court.